Hey guys, it's Lainey, and today is vlog number 6 for Camp NaNoWRIMO with my little ginger doodles, and today is a very exciting topic. That topic is character development, and I've been really excited about doing this one, but also really scared because I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. So for my vlog, I'm going to be talking about my main character, who is Little Red Riding Hood. I wanted to show you guys a really great page that I found on character arcs with Wonder Book. This book I've kind of talked to you guys about. It's a writing book about fantasy, and it's fully illustrated and great. Where they are at the beginning of the book, and kind of, you know, where they could be at the end of the book. And they give examples of who's gone through these kind of character arcs, like famous books, like Harry Potter is an example, and he starts at rock bottom, and he goes through a very tumultuous character arc, but he finishes really great up at the top. Also, the green one up at the top is Frodo from Lord of the Rings. He started in a very good place, but then, you know, at what cost did his winning of sorts kind of affect on him? So he's kind of below the happiness line. If you're wondering where my character arc is, my character, Little Red Riding Hood, starts out in a really bad place in the beginning of my novel. So I would say she's one of the bottoms, too. Some people have been asked how I've been inspired by different characters and stuff. And kind of like where I started with my Little Red Riding Hood character, I've been always interested in stories that what happens after the end of famous stories, even in movies, especially slasher films, in the one that survives, I'm like, you know, you survived, but at what cost, because all your friends and family are dead. So I always wonder what happens after, you know, the curtain comes down, especially with fairy tales. What happens after that? If you've gone through a traumatic experience, like the wolf, like the witches from Hansel and Gretel, or, you know, whatever, I often wonder what would happen after that. Like, would you still be the same? The answer for me is no, you wouldn't be the same. So how do these characters deal with this kind of traumatic event, and how are they like 10 years from now? And that's kind of the basis of my Red Riding Hood story. I was also inspired by the quote that I heard the first time in The Dark Knight, but I think I've heard this quote a lot of times, and that was, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I love that quote. That is such a great quote, and I've also kind of used that as inspiration for my Little Red Riding Hood story. I think that quote really resonates with my character Freya, who, have I mentioned ever what her first name was? It's Freya. And it's been a very exciting journey. Speaking of journeys, my journey for my character arc story, which is separate from the story itself, is for Little Red Riding Hood to kind of journey her way through redemption, coming out of these villainistic associations of her name, and kind of rediscovering herself and her self-doubts and hopelessness that has come with being viewed as a villain. To move away from an actual character arc, how I come up with characters and whatnot is that I bring out my trusty writer's notebook, and for all my main characters, even though Little Red Riding Hood is my main character, I write down everything, jot it down, especially physical attributes like hair color, eyes, what they look like, because you might forget what they look like or what color their eyes are when you're writing your first draft. Other things that I like to write down are flaws, because flaws are very, very important to have in every character, or else your character will end up being a Mary Sue, and people don't like Mary Sue characters. Since I'm a horrible drawer, because if I could draw, I would just draw the character that I see in my head, which sucks because I really wish I had that creative hand to do drawing, but I try to write down everything I can about how I envision this character, whether it be like what kind of weapons they have, or what do they like to wear, how they like to do things, or what they usually look like. Not only that, but I'll also write down quotes. Oftentimes I find quotes on Pinterest that I really like that kind of describes my character, so I'll write that quote down. So that is what I have to say about character development. I hope this was helpful, and maybe you got a little bit more insight into my main character. Hope you guys all have a really great writing day. How are you guys doing on Camp NaNoWRIMO? We are over halfway through the month, so I would love to know how you guys are doing. I'm a little behind by schedule, and I think LA kind of messed me up because now I'm not editing as much as I did the past week as I should have. I'll see you guys in another 3 days with another writing video. I hope you guys have a great weekend because the weekend is coming up, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!